We're live. We're live at 5.
Hello, welcome. Live at 5. I'm Beth Stevens.
I'm Paul Wontorek, and oh my God, one of our favorites is here.
Douglas Sills from Warpaint.
I saw it last night. I saw Warpaint last night.
Again?
Yeah, again, because I love it. And I said to Douglas, I said, I think you saw me in the curtain call. He's like, I didn't see you. So I think
but you felt acknowledged.
I said he must
That's
just
important.
give people that kind of energy
That's
of
right.
like, I'm connecting with you. Anyway,
not really.
he's a great guy. We love him, and he's here. He has a great mustache. So that's worth the wait. And a cute little laugh. So Beth, there's big news. Do you know what's happening on April 22nd, 2018?
Yes, I do.
That's a day that will live in Broadway history.
That's right.
Right?
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child will open on the Broadway.
At the Lyric Theater.
At the Lyric Theater.
And that's all we have to say about it. So hold your breath. Hold your breath.
For a whole year. Hold your breath. It's exciting.
Okay, so you know that Freaky Friday musical that's been making the rounds?
Yeah.
Heidi Blickenstaff, Emma Hunton?
Yes.
So Tom Kitt and Brian Yorkie wrote it, right? And I guess it's going to become a Disney Channel TV movie.
That's correct.
Which I guess means it's not coming to Broadway? Or maybe it is? I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know about that.
But it's been making the rounds regionally, and now apparently they said they want to make a TV movie out of it.
This is where they switch bodies.
Everybody knows what Freaky. Doesn't everybody know what Freaky Friday
just
is?
telling you.
18 again, they might not know. What was
I
the
don't-
other one? There were like
17 again. Thank you,
Sorry.
Doug.
And then weren't there like 4 different movies? Remember?
There are a lot of freaky things.
Wasn't Alan Thicke in one of them? I don't know.
Probably.
Anyway, Valley Girl.
That's a
But
thing.
do you remember that movie?
I never saw that movie, but I know the song.
Yeah, it was inspired by the
Moon
song.
Unit Zappa.
Zappa, yeah. That's becoming a movie musical, starring people that I don't really know.
Starring people who were not born when Valley Girl was
Not
popular.
Broadway people, but my favorite creative team member is Rachel Lee Goldenberg is directing, and they just now say that Mae Whitman, who I guess was the rebellious daughter on Parenthood, I remember her. She's in it. But my favorite person is that it's a script by Amy Talkington and revisions by Marty Noxon. Now, why do I like Marty Noxon?
Because it sounds like Marty Nixon.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's a joke that no one gets.
I just love
That
that name.
does sense.
Anyway, remember how we had Courtney Wolfson here?
Yeah, of course.
Talking about Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion, which is another thing.
A lot of movies.
Based on another, well, that's welcome to
of
Broadway. But sometimes
musical
things
comedies.
like Warpaint come along. She's not
Original,
based on a
just
movie.
original.
Based on a book and a documentary. Well, documentary, but
Based
still
on
it's
Douglas.
very highbrow.
You know,
Creative
Courtney
mind.
played my daughter in Adam's Family Tour.
Courtney
Courtney
played Doug
Wilson.
Sills' daughter in the Addams Family Tour. One of the Addams
Anyway, so they announced more casting. So joining Courtney Wilson and Stephanie Renee Wall are Jordan Kai Burnett, Michael Thomas Grant, Hannah Schuerman, Tess Slotal. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know any of you, but I can't wait to meet you.
Yeah.
And it starts in Seattle at the Fifth Avenue Theater on June 8th, which is soon. The Hunting of the Snark. Do you know what that is?
No.
A poem by Lewis Carroll, apparently.
don't.
A beloved poem, according to a Broadway.com news story.
I feel so dumb.
They made
Thank you.
a musical out of it, and it's playing at London's Vaudeville Theatre starting July 26th.
West
So you might
End.
want to hop the pond for that. Remember how they did Jesus Christ Superstar last summer in that Regent's Open Air?
Theater, yes.
They're
in
doing it
London.
again, and
was
it
a
got a
huge
bunch of
hit.
Olivier nominations, right?
It
and
won.
Did it win Revival?
I believe so.
Okay, and then 4 of the stars are returning, including Olivier nominee Tyrone Huntley, who played Judas. Declan Bennett is Jesus, David Thaxton is Pilate, and Peter Caulfield is Herod. And that starts August 11th. And it's outdoors.
Let's go.
It's like Shakespeare in the Park, but
But in London. And not Shakespeare.
right.
Just like that.
Lily Cooper and Chuck Cooper.
Adorable father, daughter.
Father, yeah, we love them both. From Camelot to California, the worlds of Lerner and Lowe. They're doing a thing
At
the
92nd
92nd Street
Street
Walk.
Walk.
Yeah, and
3rd
also
through the
Bryce Pinkham will be there, Ryan Silverman, Lauren Worsham.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
Are you a
nice.
big Lerner and Lowe fan?
I'm still learning about Lerner and Lowe.
You know, Beth also has not seen Carousel. Can I fill them in?
I have not
Carousel's
seen
one of my
Carousel.
favorite musicals, and Beth hasn't seen it yet because when I met Beth, she didn't like musicals.
I didn't have a lot of
She only
knowledge.
liked Sunday in the Park with George, but now
And
she's
Chorus
opened up
Line.
her. Now she appreciates musicals.
I certainly do.
And
We also met a very long time ago.
And when we were in London, we tried to go see Carousel because I said, "Oh, you can finally see Carousel," and we
Without the
showed
vibe.
up, and there was no performance because they told us there was a performance. We got there, and there was nobody there. So Beth still hasn't seen Carousel, but next year she can see it on Broadway.
That was a long story no one cared about.
F.
Thank you.
Mary Kill.
Excuse me?
A dirty new play, because you're supposed to say it out, but I'm not going to. They're doing readings of it. James Preston wrote it, And Samantha Hill, Phantom, you know Samantha Hill.
Yes, of course.
Sarah Mezzanotte of The Wolves, and Jeremy Morse, who's in Waitress, are all in the reading. Peaky Blinders, you ever see that show on Netflix?
Absolutely not.
Well, it's like, it's a thing.
Oh.
I
Is it a British
started
thing?
watching
Is
it
it a
once.
British thing?
Anyway, Stephen Knight, the creator, said he might want to turn it into a musical, a Les Mis sort of thing, is what he said.
Does that mean like a turntable?
I think it just means period,
You
a
don't
period
know.
musical
Barricades.
with drama in it.
Okay.
There's also a musical episode of Once Upon a Time coming up.
Musical episode.
That show's still
means they
going.
sing.
That
Yes.
you can watch a trailer, a peek at it. There's a fun photo of Jeannie Garofalo, Lily Taylor, and Celia Weston posing with pink flamingos.
For Marvin's Room.
The next,
why.
the Broadway
That's
revival. There's video of Lindsay Mendez singing the gorgeous song "Lazy Afternoon," which is in the Golden Apple.
Have you ever seen the Golden Apple?
And no
No
one
one
has.
has.
But I love that song. I do know that song.
is very pretty.
Jessica Heck did Roll Call,
She's so fun
which was
in
super
this.
fun. She
So
went
fun.
through her whole resume, and she had a lot of great stories and a lot of energy, and I love Jessica Heck. And finally, Eva Noblezada. We
Noblezada
lost
does her
our
vlog.
video blogger.
Well, we didn't lose her. She completed
It's
her
over.
8 weeks.
It's over, but she doesn't have a vlog anymore, but she has a Tony nomination. So congratulations,
And she
Eva.
acknowledges
You
that
can
in
watch
the
the final episode. And I'm going to get out of here. There's a more handsome model coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
Now, we
Douglas
don't
Sills.
have our thing, but we'll
Douglas
just,
Sills.
let's cut. Douglas Sills, ladies and gentlemen. From more
This is
paint.
so much fun.
Doug,
Hi, Cupcake.
it's so good to see you.
Wasn't Paul good?
Show the people your mustache, because Paul mentioned it. That's how you do it, people. Now, did you have one when you were Gomez?
I don't know. How do you show a mustache? Like,
I don't know, but you look, you did. That's all we're doing today. We're done. Okay, thank you.
I grow them on different parts of my body. I shave them en masse, and then I put. So if I was
So
to
you
strip
sell
for
them.
you,
Oh, well,
I
please.
have
Feel free.
mustaches similar to this one in several places. You shave around it, then you pull it off on a strip, and then you put. I'm making this up.
Do you
That's
know what
not
I
how
love
it
about
works.
you? Well, so much. But I never know what I'm going to get. Never. Maybe you'll just hug me or sniff my hair as you did when I walked in the room. See?
Aveda.
See?
No, not
It
Aveda.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hey, how's it going over at Warpaint?
Oh my God, so much fun.
It's such a fun
It's
show.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Those two broads, I'm telling you, it's like being with George Raft and Jimmy Cagney on cocaine.
You can quote him on that.
In a brassiere, of course.
Of course.
They are tough. They have an incredible work ethic. They're incredibly silly. They're really 5-year-olds wrapped in these tough broad. And they're incredibly sweet, and everything you think about them is wrong. I mean, unless you think good things.
We only think good things.
Well, people all thought, oh, they're going to fight.
Well,
It's going to be
people
terrible.
think it's feud.
Right,
But
it's
it's
not
not
feud.
It's
No.
not
What are
feud.
their names?
Well, what are these broads' names? I don't know that I've ever thought
Sorry,
of them.
it's Patty LuPone and Christine Ebersol. Oh my God. Just saying that my mouth is on fire. I usually need milk when I say both names to just douse the heat. And my partner in crime, John Dossett, who's been in 10,000 shows.
He has been in 10,000 shows.
He's so good.
He has. You guys are not the men don't come off so well in Warpaint. I want to say that.
you saying?
I'm saying you come up well as a performer, as an actor,
I know
as
what you
an
mean.
artist,
I know what you mean.
but you're not the most loyal.
Hold on. No, there is, for those of you who haven't seen it, I'm gonna, spoiler alert, there's this fascinating actual
It's
event.
a real life thing that happened.
These two women, it's interesting your perspective. We sort of think they alienated the men in their lives.
It's possible you could look at it
And
that way.
as a result, an opportunity came up for one of them to move over to the other camp.
Spoiler.
Did so, and in so doing, alienated
The other
that
one.
other guy even further, and he goes over. And so the two men in their lives, the men with whom they are most intimate,
Yeah.
switch camps in this incredible rivalry. And it causes a little bit of a rift.
Just a little bit. Just a little.
Trump's hair is a little bit odd, and this causes a little bit of a rift, if you get my meaning.
That's the range that you're working with here.
A little bit.
You have worked with a lot of fancy people in your life.
Haven't I? You should have seen who I had breakfast with today.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
still can't. I had a 2-hour breakfast with Frank Langella today.
2 hours
Oh
with Frank
my
Langella?
God!
Tell us everything.
Well,
What
we
do-
were talking about.
What do we need to know?
We were talking about a play, and he was telling me about the play. But of course, I went, right, what else? And then I started asking him questions. Do you believe in God? How big are you? Did you really sleep with all those people?
I'm blushing.
What role would you like to play if you weren't a man?
What
We
role
had
would you
such
like
a
to play if
rangy
you weren't a man?
conversation.
Helena Rubinstein.
Gypsy
Oh, Gypsy. Of
and
course,
Mother
of course.
Courage and Lady Macbeth
You've
and
thought
Eliza
about this.
Doolittle. No, but I'm thinking right now. I could go. What roles would you like to? Oh, you're
I'm
not
not an
performing.
actor.
Okay.
No.
Paul, what roles would you like to play if
Not
you
an
were a
actor,
woman?
Not an actor. We don't have a lot of questions for you because everyone's too busy telling me how fabulous you look.
Really?
Oh, I brought a prop. I brought a
I
prop
look
for you.
fabulous?
No, you do. I brought
Wow.
a prop for you. Are you ready?
I can't
I'm
wait.
unzipping my
Hold on a
jacket.
second. Is there lubricant?
I thought you might want to see how
Whoa!
fabulous you look. Look what I have. I have my war paint
I love
compact.
that. I haven't seen
Now you can
these.
see yourself.
It's a war paint compact.
Yeah, so you can
Like-
put on your eyeliner.
Like the girls might use in The Women or one of those old style
Exactly.
shows, right? Oh my gosh. I need to check that. Yikes, that mustache. It looks like some fake Anyway, Angelina Abalone designed all the makeup, including facial hair and things like that. So I didn't pick this. But
You didn't pick your mustache.
I did not. I
Did
didn't
you pick your
design.
eyeliner, your guy liner?
No, no. We started out as, the current modus is guys don't wear makeup on Broadway unless you're doing like a
That's
restoration
true.
comedy.
Maybe a
or
little
something.
powder. Unless
And
you're-
then Angelina and Catherine Zuber came back and sort of said, no, I think we want a little bit. So Douglas, would you use these things? And they gave me a few things. So
But
I
you
do
have
wear a
those
little bit.
classic good looks. That's your whole thing. That's your whole
yeah,
shtick.
yeah, your classic good looks. If you're an old Jew like Five-ish Finkel, good looks. What are you talking
Not like
about?
Five-ish
I have a nose.
No one knows who that is
It
but me.
hangs. Oh, really?
I know who it is.
Let's see, who else would be another old flabby Jew?
Old flabby Jews.
Well,
Hard to
Albert
come
Brooks?
By. Hard to come by. I hope you're not watching Albert. We don't think that of you. That's
You know,
so rude.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, so this breakfast with Frank.
Yes.
He is the most fascinating. Oh my God, he told me stories about Frost Nixon. Do you think our audience knows who Nixon was?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it's okay because we're going
It
to
was
replay
a-
the whole thing soon with another impeachment.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure they don't know who David Frost was.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
But they know who
Keep
Michael
watching.
Sheen is.
But you know who Patti LuPone is, so keep watching.
Patty is so funny on stage.
And off stage.
She tells such great stories about her early days. She was in that first class of Juilliard. And Christine Ebersol, these two women are like,
They're polar opposites.
they're like the most famous set of brass testicles on the biggest giant there is. I mean, so Christine Ebersol, they're just these incredible women with so much fortitude and spirit and drive, but femininity. I mean, they really, in so many ways, mimic the ladies that they're playing. Christine Ebersol, let me go over this for you for a second. Camelot, touring with Richard Burton and Richard Harris, and then right into SNL as a regular. What? That's right. SNL, Camelot, Richard Burton.
That's her range.
What?
That's right.
Patti LuPone.
Have you talked to her bird yet? Christine's bird?
That's so
Christine
funny.
likes to talk to her
Give me
bird.
my phone.
She FaceTimes with her bird.
Do you want to see him?
She loves
She
it.
just sent me a that's Heidi Blickenstaff answering me
You know
about
everybody. I
whether
feel
her
like,
show's coming to Broadway.
There are people in this world who are just the swizzle sticks of the world who know everybody, and this is the center of Broadway. I don't know if you know that. It's a
Like you
secret.
put them in your mouth and you
I didn't say anything about my mouth.
look. This is Christine's bird. Speaking of Christine, she just sent me.
How are you doing, little bird?
That's Christine talking to Big Sal.
Let me tell you something, my favorite bird.
Her bird is Big Sal.
How are you doing, little bird?
You know what? These people are never bored. They're never bored.
She's so fun. And we love animals. These women are so inventive. And working with them was so fascinating. One of the reasons I took the job is I get to work with both ladies.
Right.
And they both work so differently and arrive at their beautifully crafted characters from vastly different roads, but are incredibly complementary to one another in terms of what comes across. They're so dynamically different, but together it's really
Who are
wonderful.
you closer to? I don't mean personally, but who are you closer to in process?
Patty. Although I like to be
What does
silly.
that mean? What does that?
Well, Patty went to grad school. She went to, and I
Yes,
went to
she's
grad
very
school too,
classically
like
trained.
ACT, and we
Right.
both trained classically. So you talk about breaking a scene into beats, and you talk about adjectives and playing active verbs, and what are the given circumstances. But I like to
Would you say
improv.
Christine's more intuitive and a
She's-
little less analytical?
Yes, and she's also very improvisational. She likes to be silly while she's doing it, and that's something I can relate to.
Really? I wouldn't have guessed
Well,
that
unless
about
I'm
you.
doing something like very serious. Very serious.
Especially with that.
Yes,
with
very
that.
serious.
Well, I'm going to ask you some questions. Oh, people say, yes, we know about Nixon and Frost, so thank you for condescending to
I
our
know you
audience.
do. I know you do.
No, it's fine. Someone said, this is a question everyone gets. Everyone, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Any funny onstage mishaps? This is from Alec.
Okay, so I was at the Long Wharf doing this new play by William Mastro-Simone about JFK, and I was playing JFK. And a lot of his sexual exploits were dealt with in the play. Fascinating play, really wonderful play. And so I was naked in bed with this beautiful actress. I mean,
Actress.
you can say actor for
You can,
women.
but this was a woman.
She was also naked, and the bed
Where could
comes
this
on
possibly
stage.
be going?
The bed comes on stage, and we're supposed to be in coitus.
Thank
So
you for
we're
going Latin for
we're
us.
rolling around and draying and oi oi, and then we both at different times get out of the bed in public. Now this was last year. I was 30, and I'm getting out of bed naked. Speaking of Five-ish Winkle, and so I got out of bed and I thought, look, I did it. Previews, you know. And she got out of bed, and we did a few performances like that, and they ended up cutting my part of the scene where I get out of bed, and I was like, was this a comment?
Was this an onstage mishap? Or was this an ego blow that you had from your tour?
No, it was the opposite. They just said, it's so distracting. I mean, that thing is, like, it should have a zip code. Like, you can't, we're trying to do a play here. No. It was underneath the covers what we would say to each other, like, I can't believe we have to get out of bed right now. Oh my God, are you cold?
That is what people are saying.
They're
I was
saying,
wondering what the
are you
whispering.
cold? Are you cold? I'm cold. Yeah, like it's going to make a big difference for you. I'm the one who's going to get me warm up here. Anyway,
Wow.
that was a fun one, and you know the covers would come off, or so that was the most recent kind of crazy thing.
No, feel free to knock
Knock the
tobacco
set
off.
over.
Gregory's asking what it was like to play Oren in Little Shop of Horrors.
Dr. Oren Scrivello, DDS. It was daunting because the play had so much history to it,
Yes,
and
of
people
course.
love it, and love him. And then there's the whole movie, Steve Martin thing.
Of course.
It was great fun. There was pressure that the show be terrific. And this wonderful actor who had played it out of town didn't move forward with it. And I have such respect for him, too. So there was a lot of pressure on it, but it was a lot of fun. And Jerry Zaks, who I've become very close friends with, really taught me a lot about a different way to do comedy than I was accustomed to, and I use it all the time.
Do you want to let us in on something? A little trick?
Well, stillness.
Stillness.
He said, just hold. And I held, I thought, and then he yelled at me after. I said, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? You said hold. He said, no, I mean hold. Don't move. 5 minutes or so. And it took a lot of guts, but yeah.
I love that. I'm not going to hold, but I'm going to ask you one more question, then we're going to get out of here. Benjamin asks, what's your favorite... This is a hard one. You ready? You can just look at yourself. Look at
How do I know what Benjamin's going to ask.
Okay.
What did I do for the high holidays? No, I'm kidding. I know you don't
We
care.
all know what you did for the high holidays. He's asking, what's your favorite song in War Paint? That's a hard one.
That's interesting. Well, I love the song I get to sing with John. There's a wonderful song at the end of the show called Dinosaurs, which is very funny. If anyone had ever asked me in graduate school, will you ever be pretending to be a dinosaur on stage on Broadway, I would never have thought that was going to be the case. I love to... Patty and Christine both have these 11 o'clock numbers, which are monumental. And I just learned so much from watching them go through it. And how they navigate, maybe they're having a bad day, maybe they work their voice too hard, maybe they're sick. And watching them magically navigate around issues, it's been fascinating. So Christine sings this wonderful ballad called Pink with this high drama, and Patty sings another wonderful ballad at the end called Beautiful? Forever Beautiful, right. Forever Beautiful. And all of her paintings come down. It's so dramatic. Michael Greif, oh my God. Catherine Zuber, OMG.
Costume designer. Catherine Super.
The sets, David Corns, Hamilton. Oh my God.
Oh my God. All right, we're going to go. One last thing, because this is war paint. Give everyone your top beauty tip, and we'll get out of here. I know you have one.
Sure. Is everyone in the audience familiar with the dung beetle? You know how I don't use any products. I'm totally kidding. I'll tell you what, when your mustache goes gray, a Sharpie. That's my big beauty tip for you. Look at this. Like, if I use beauty, would it look like this? No.
Thanks, Doug.
I love you guys.
Go
Come see the
War
show.
Paint at the
You
Needle
have
in the
never
Theater.
seen anything like this. Titanic people on stage playing Titanic roles. You have to see these people go at it. You have not lived. Trust me. And Doug Wright, hello, Pulitzer. Can you say Pulitzer?
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.